Now listen, I know I do an awful lot of marketing videos and show you a little bit about what you should be doing in your real estate business, but this is probably going to be one of your favorite videos. Here's why. Because you're probably running your real estate business the wrong way. There's only two ways. There's only two businesses you can be running. Either a sales culture, where you think you're in the real estate sales business, or a marketing culture where you realize you're in the marketing real estate business. So I want to show you the difference between the two. What do I mean by this? So a sales culture is the typical real estate agent that thinks, if you get me an appointment, I'm going to do a good job when I get out there. They'll love me. They'll love the presentation. They'll want to work with me. And that's how most real estate agents run their business. Now, the problem with that is if, let's say, for instance, I gave you a referral today and I send you out on the appointment. You have an appointment at 6 o'clock tonight. You're going out there cold. They don't know who you are. They don't know anything about you. You're hoping you give a good presentation. Unfortunately, because they don't know anything about you, they're looking at the car you drive, the clothes you wear, your confidence level, your competence level, how you react to them, and what your presentation looks like. You're dealing with skepticism. You're dealing with resistance. You're dealing with objections. You're dealing with fear. You're dealing with a lot of those problems, and you have to give a hard close in order to work with that homeowner. So when you're dealing with if we're talking just in form of sellers, if you're dealing with that seller, going with a sales culture, you've got an awful lot of stuff to overcome. Let me show you a better approach here. What if you go with a marketing culture? Because a lot of times the success you have when you go to that meeting will come down to how they feel about you before you knock on the door for that meeting. So if you have an appointment at 6 o'clock tonight, what have they seen about you? How have we indoctrinated them? How have we built trust, authority, and credibility? I want you to write those three things down. Trust, authority, and credibility. Those are the three factors that you need to build before you get out there. A lot of your success will be dependent upon how they feel about you before you knock on the door, and that comes from a marketing-centric culture. What does your pre-listing package look like? Do you have a printed pre-listing package, or can you send it to them digitally? Let's say today they called you at noon and they say, hey, I want to meet you tonight at 6 o'clock. Great. I'm going to send you some information. I'd like you to take the time to read through that before we get together. That way we can make the best use of our time and see if it makes sense for us to work together. And most importantly, if I'm the best agent in order to sell your home for the most amount of money with the least hassle possible. So do you have that information together? If someone Googles you, what do they see? Is it an indoctrination process that shows videos and press releases and articles about you? This doesn't cost a lot of money to do. You have an iPhone. You have some type of smartphone. This can be done very, very simply if you have a template to make that happen for yourself. But you have to be in a marketing culture, not a sales culture. In today's day and age, and listen, if you've been selling for a long time, you know this is the case. Referrals don't work anymore simply because nobody's asking for a real estate agent anymore, right? They're going online. They're checking this information out themselves. So referrals don't work the way they used to. Real estate agents that depended on referrals for decades, that's dead now. And if you're going out on appointments, let's say your lead generation is working. Let's say you have the magic source that now you're buying leads from somewhere and it's working really well. If you're going to that meeting with a sales culture where you're dealing with that skepticism, fear, overwhelm, resistance, objections that are coming up. If you're dealing with that, you're having a hard time closing the deal, and you have to give a hard close in order to get them to sign. You're getting a lot of people with well, that sounds great. We want to think about it. We'll talk to you later, that type of thing. It happens all the time. But if you get in the marketing-centric business, if you get in the marketing culture, I want you to think about, can I create fame in their mindset before I knock on the door? Same is true for buyers, by the way. You do exactly the same thing on buyers. How your outcome of that meeting will be dependent upon how they feel about you before you meet with them. So there's only two businesses you can run, either that sales culture or that marketing culture. I would highly encourage you to switch more towards that marketing side and think about the answer to this question. What do they think about me before we meet? And how can I massage that a little bit so that I can build trust, authority, and credibility? Those are the three big things you need to do. For those of you that are looking to grow your real estate business, we teach all that stuff in our coaching. I have a free training you can watch online at getfastclosings.com. Should be a link in the registration here somewhere. Getfastclosings.com. You'll learn a little bit about how you can build a marketing-centric real estate business. That's what you've got to focus on here, because listen, high-pressure sales, it's not going to get you anywhere, and the people won't like you, and they're going to end up bailing halfway through the listing and all that stuff anyway. You're much better off to make them become famous in their mind before you meet with them. What's your pre-listing package look like? As an example, here in just a couple of weeks, at the end of this month, I'm doing a full training class for our Inner Circle coaching members on here's the pre-listing package. Let me give it to you. Here's exactly what to use. Here's how you customize it to your own marketplace and your logo and your picture and all of that. Here's how you present it to them. I'm giving all of that to our Inner Circle members coming up here very soon, right at the end of this month. Our next coaching call coming up after the one we're doing here this week. So hopefully you're involved with that, but you got to think about, every time you don't do that and you miss out on an appointment, or they say they want to think about it or call you back, you lose $10,000, $15,000 over and over. That is the school of hard knocks, and that's a tuition that you just keep paying and paying, talking about you can't afford cheap stuff, so you end up paying for expensive stuff, like a $15,000 loss. That's real money ripped out of your family's bank account because you didn't set yourself up in a marketing-centric way. So go out there, use this approach, start focusing on a marketing culture rather than a sales culture. Those of you that are just tuning in here, go back and watch this whole video again. Look at all of the video content available for you here. I think you'll find that this is a much better way for you to go out. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, but you'll do much, much better on the appointments you go on. Tons of information available for you. You can get more details on us. And again, get that full training at getfastclosings.com. www.getfastclosings.com. I think you'll be really helpful, and you can find more info on us at gregluthercoaching.com. Click on that little coaching tab there. Go out and sell some houses, make it a profitable week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and listen, we've got a lot more information for you to help you with growing your real estate business. We load new videos nearly every day, and I want you to have access. So you got to do two important things. It's both totally free. Number one, I want you to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the little subscribe button for you to click. If you don't have an account with YouTube, set it up. It's totally free. You got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important factor, you got to ring the bell. Right next to that subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to turn on notifications. That will let you know every time I load a new money-making video to help you with growing your real estate business. Subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. We'll see you in the next video.